a kind of thirsty.
Yeah, we give us some all liquor.
Bull or dynamite?
Dynamite.
Colt 45 and explosion, loaded with dynamite taste. So grab one, down one, get yourself around one. Colt 45 is a dynamite taste.
Say, you guys need a bat boy?
Thursday, Belker meets Captain Freedom, and after a brutal mass murder, Furillo declares war on the street gang.
Somebody's gonna pay for what happened last night.
On Hill Street Blues.
Joe Rose is up and about, and he's all right. He surely is after going into the end zone for a second time with a touchdown reception from Don Strock, and the Dolphins now an extra point away from tying this game.
Did you see the look in Strock's eyes? I've never seen the bigger whites in my life. See how sweet it is when you got it going this way, pal. Don't stop.
He liked what he saw. Joe Rose open for a second time in the end zone. The extra point is up and good, and we can all be witness to one of the great comebacks in the history of this league, certainly in the playoffs, as the Dolphins down 24-0 in the first quarter have come back to tie the game.
How about that job?
Some unusual number combinations, but it all adds up to 24 Miami, 24 San Diego.
Don, I have mentioned on several occasions, and we have both, that San Diego probably has the most prolific, productive offense in the history of professional football. And right now, you're asking the best offensive football team that possibly ever played this game to get your group back in the game. If anyone can, I'd like to have Fouts and his group behind the controls.
Well, that's right. Fouts can make it happen in a big hurry, and he's going to be out to do that. Tomorrow, the NFL playoffs continue on NBC Sports with the second AFC Divisional game. Starting at 12:30 Eastern Time, host Bryant Gumbel reviews the playoffs on NFL 81. And then the Buffalo Bills, the wild card, the team that's been winning on the road, goes against the leading passer in the NFL, Kenny Anderson, and the Cincinnati Bengals at Riverfront Stadium, Cincinnati. Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen are there. They will be tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern Time on NBC Sports. A high-spinning kickoff taken by an upback. Doug Bedoin moves ahead and gets it out across the 35-yard line to the 37. So Air Coryell will go on offense in good position to start with their first possession of the second half. Ken Poole made the tackle.
And that's the first piece of action that Bedoin has really had for San Diego. You know, he was just activated today, and formerly he was with the Dolphins. A lot of times a coach will take a man just for that reason, but let's just take a look at the intensity that's being displayed by Miami. Bedoin makes a good jump over the first man, and back to the action.
Chuck Muncie and the Chargers are stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Go to the run, there's nothing there, no gain. Might have gotten a yard, make it second down and 9. We're early in the third quarter. 10:20 to play in it. John Sandusky, one of the assistants, talking of Don Strock. What a game he's had. Don Strock coming off the bench to relieve David Woodley.
He's just having a lot of fun.
Here is Dan Fouts throwing over the middle, and he's got Kellen Winslow in open field. And Winslow is down the far sideline and finally knocked out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. So the Chargers strike with the big play they need so badly.
Right, and we mentioned Mike Kozlowski will be man-to-man on Kellen Winslow through most of the day. On this particular occasion, he was not. He gets by the linebacker. Then Mike Kozlowski tries to pick him up after he eludes Blackwood. This man makes a lot of big plays for San Diego, and he mentions that 3-yarder that he made against Tampa Bay in a 24-23 Donnybrook as his biggest play of the season. Loves to be in the position. He's in it now.
John, you may vividly remember the best comeback prior to this in '57 when the Lions came back against the 49ers with 20 points down.
Yeah, I watched it.
Penalty markers down the Miami secondary.
He may get defensive holding called. You know, Fouts was looking at an intended receiver, saw him either held up or slipped.
Oh, it's going to go the other way.
Well, my.
offensive pass interference. Right now, we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
This is WCKT, Channel 7, Miami.
The Chargers set back by the penalty against them, as referee Fred Wyan checked it out with the Miami field captain. First and 10 play originating at the Miami 31-yard line. Now the step off.
You know what you see very little of in this game? Players sitting on the bench.
Pass interference, number 80.
Boy, that is for sure. They're all up and along the sidelines. When they first showed up on the field after we were here at the Orange Bowl last night, they had a laugh because it looked like there was only a third of a football team out there. Clemson and Nebraska each dressing about 115 guys.
They had a league.
First down and 20. San Diego. Game is tied. Beautiful breakup by Miami. Dwight Scales turning over the middle. Don McNeil in the Miami lineup. Broken arm and all. Knocked the ball down.
Hey, you don't have to catch it. He's a very good man-to-man cover. They feel he's probably the best cover on the Miami defense. He's asking in. He wants a part of this.
Bill Arnsparger said he worked very well during the week. He's a little doubtful as a tackler, but he can, as you mentioned, John, is the best cover they had, and he can run around and knock things down back there as an extra DB. 9:38 to go, third quarter. Second down and 20. Penalty marker at the line of scrimmage. They were looking at Chuck Muncie.
It's thrown very quick.
Fouts trying to go to Chuck Muncie. Here's the call again as the marker was down at the line of scrimmage. It is against San Diego. So the Chargers are firing, but they're falling back with the penalties.
I think that look tells it all right there. He's a bit dejected.
And with reason.
Third down.
They came out of the block so fast, you often hear coaches talk about getting a big lead real early sometimes takes away initiative from a team. They think they have it won.
I don't think that was the case in San Diego's situation. They kept throwing the ball. They kept trying to move it offensively. But they've gone from the penthouse to a hornet's nest.
Fouts has a problem, gets it away. Kellen Winslow has the ball, and look at that tackle. Ernest Roan, number 55. The only guy in the league from Henderson State in Arkansas.
He's getting a lot better pressure on him right now. Camper coming from the outside, forces Dan to step up. Now he's got no way to go long. Makes a decision to go to Winslow underneath. Not the intended receiver. Good play by the D's. Just a simple little check delay. He's his safety valve. If nothing else is open, he'll come to him. That's the way the defense played it.
Ernest Roan puts his shoulder on the pads, and down goes Kellen Winslow, and San Diego has to punt. 8:43 to play, third quarter. The game is tied, 24 all. That'd be a delay of game. It is.
That's all right. They were just trying to get him to jump. If they happen to jump, fine. They pick up 5. They don't. Doesn't matter on the punt.
Yeah, if they picked up that 5, they'd gone to the field goal probably.
Well, I was looking at that, and with the wind, remember we saw Bernishka kick one about, as a matter of fact, it was quite a bit longer than that,
yeah,
and almost make it.
But at this point, the Chargers have come a cropper. There's the defensive coordinator, Jack Pardee, who was twice NFL Coach of the Year, head coach of the Bears, then at Washington. The defensive system hasn't taken hold just yet. It's starting to late in the season.
That's right, it was, and they were playing good defense.
George Roberts, the ex-Dolphin, out there to punt. Hits the ball very high into the lights. Vigorito watches it sail out of the end zone for a touchback. And the Dolphins, who were down 24-0 and have proceeded to score 24 points to tie the game, send their offense back out. When we come back, it'll be 1st and 10 Miami at the Dolphins' 20-yard line. What a game.
Gotcha. Out of action. Get
the twin-action Norelco Rotatract rechargeable razor. Inside 3 floating heads. Twin-action grips and raises hair up, then razors hair off, closer than ever, without mixing cuts or soap and water. The twin-action Norelco Rotatract rechargeable, because for close shaves,
There's no action like twin action.
Kiki, tell me, one tour in the United States, and you defected?
That's right, comrade.
In People's Republic, you were big star. Here, you're...
Da, I know.
They give you country home in Babuchki, television set, washing machine.
Da, even blue jeans.
So why, Kiki, why?
Because, comrade, they could not give me straws.
A straw! Nastrovia! Hey!
The Goodyear blimp high over the Orange Bowl in Miami. Playoff football on NBC, and what a game it's been earlier today. Dallas got out in front of Tampa Bay, then continued to beat him into the ground. San Diego opened up a 24-0 lead in the first quarter in this game, but the Miami Dolphins, resilient, have come back to tie it. Now they go 1st and 10. Nathan cracks the San Diego defense for a 6 or 7 yard gain.
And you almost get the feeling that Shula's now in a position where he can do what he wanted to be able to do at the outset of the ball game. He's sitting there, the score is 0-0 for all intents and purposes. He's got San Diego a little concerned. When you get a team concerned, you can do an awful lot of things that you couldn't do prior. He would love to run the ball from sideline to sideline, see if he can't wear down this San Diego defense. There's another part to that. Strock's been so hot, you stop what you've been doing.
I think you keep him throwing, keep that right arm cranking, because Strock is having a great game. Let's see if there was motion in the Miami line that brought that. As Andre Franklin runs on 2nd down and 3. Markers down, stopping the clock with 7:44 to go. We mentioned tomorrow it is Buffalo at Cincinnati in the other AFC Divisional Playoff game. Pre-game show NFL 81 at 12:30 here on NBC. The winner of that game, if it's Cincinnati, would be on the home field against either of these teams, whichever team wins here today. If Buffalo should win at Cincinnati, then the Bills would be on the road against the winner of today's game. Wild card can't have a home game in the playoffs.
Offense was not set for a second.
You heard it. That's one of the few times in the last quarter and a half that Miami has made a mistake of any kind. This game turned exactly when Don Strock walked on the field.
Really did. Miami now has 245 yards passing, just 26 rushing, but they haven't bothered to run the ball. They had to throw it to get back in the game, and get back in it they did. Here comes Nathan. Tony Nathan on 2nd down and 8 takes it out to the 28-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and short yardage. Woodrow Lowe, 51 on the stop for the Chargers.
All right, you say, well, how can they run the ball effectively now? They couldn't do it earlier in the ball game. They've thrown it so well that you get the linebackers off the line of scrimmage, playing it very loose. When you play it a little loose, you're in a position of not containing the wide sweep. They're taking one guard, pulling him, getting good movement off the ball, and it's nothing but a piece of cake for a back to pick up 7 or 8 yards.
And another big factor, John, as we discussed earlier, is the way that Miami maintained its equilibrium and got back into the game gradually. Didn't try to go wild and get it all on 80-yard throws. Man is open, but Nat Moore cannot quite get to the ball. He'd left cornerback Mike Williams 2 steps behind on the fly pattern.
Mike made a very good recovery because it looked as if Nat Moore was going to come wide open. He picked up a couple of yards on him, made Strock try to make a great throw rather than an easy one. I think it was worth the gamble. Here we go. Nat Moore, you can see he gets by at the line of scrimmage. Looks like he's going to the corner, but you can see he's not running at full speed because he isn't as well as he'd like to be. As a result, Mike Williams comes by and makes a fine play.
And Strock, as he illustrates there, surely has the long-distance arm, but now Miami has to punt. The Chargers could get good field position. A well-hit ball, though, by Morris. Here's James Brooks to the 39-yard line, and Miami, always proud of its special teams play, and smarting today from a touchdown return and a punt earlier by Wes Chandler, comes up to cover nicely. So it's 6:39 left to play, 3rd quarter. The Chargers go on offense in this tie game.
This Bud's for that first day on the job.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
Now there's a place where they have their own authorized mechanics, quality parts and service, and prices you can afford. Now there's K-Care, found only at Kmart.
Will your battery make it through the winter? Come in for a complimentary charging system check. If your battery needs replacing, we can install our 560 maintenance-free 5-year battery. It's powerful and sale priced at just $54.88. Our best maintenance-free battery. It never needs water. That's K-Care, only at Kmart.
They shot down the Jets, and they're now hunting for Bengals. Tomorrow, Joe Ferguson leads the tough Buffalo Bills against the unstoppable Cincinnati Bengals. Great AFC Divisional Playoffs. Your sports ticket tomorrow on NBC.
Don Criqui with John Brodie back at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Some most unlikely turns to this game. It's all locked up 24 all right now. Chargers first and 10, and there's Fouts setting up quickly, going over the middle, and there is another reception by Kellen Winslow.
Don, that man has such a pair of hands that in a crowd, a guy that can take a ball that's coming that fast and not have to let it go to his shoulder pads, but can put his hands right up, snatch it out of the air. Take a look. This is the offensive line. They know it's their job to do. Masick, White, Wilkerson, Washington. They've got to do it right now.
And they got some buildings in that offensive line of San Diego. Washington at 290, Shields at 280, White at 280. Here's a throw, and John Cappelletti cannot hold onto the ball coming out of the backfield on a first down play.
That was such a good play by Fouts. Wanted to go down the field, convinced everybody in the house, including me, then just kind of came off with a little shuffle job over to Cappelletti. Eddie caught it. He was on the dead run in the clear. Pretty good offensive pass protection, giving Dan a chance to let the linebackers clear out, coming underneath to Cappelletti. All for naught.
Denherner put the big rush on there, John.
Let's take a look. You know, offensively, these guys who have been the core of their football team have to do a job. That's Bob Baumhauer, a Pro Bowler, Ed White, a veteran of 13 years. This is what it's about.
Great play, but the ball is lost. Muncie coming out of the backfield. Had it right on his numbers, but it caromed off his pads and almost was intercepted by Miami.
They're coming to the backs underneath because the linebackers are taking very deep drops, trying to help out on the 3 wide receivers. He takes advantage of it by coming to Muncie. He doesn't drop many balls, but he dropped a big one at a critical time. Not too many times do you get a critical drop with 5:52 in the third quarter, but you get the feeling they've got to do something.
Well, they'll be trying now with a throw on third down and 10 for San Diego at the Miami 48-yard line. Wes Chandler is wide left. There's a catch, and there's a first down for San Diego. Dwight Scales, in his 5th year from Grambling, turns in, catches the ball 17 yards downfield for a Charger first down.
Miami trying to make a big play. Attempts to put the pressure on Fouts. It's a blitz all the way. You see no linebackers in the intermediate zone. A cornerback is really at the mercy of a wide receiver. And when Chandler catches the ball, defensive back is falling down. Offensive line picked up the people.
17-yard gain and a first down. They say you're going to try to knock those Chargers off their patterns and throw the rhythm off. Edmond doing it on this drive now as Fouts has his team first and 10. A quick out goes to Wes Chandler. And Chandler looking to break the crust and take it the distance. Takes it down to the 25-yard line.
You notice that Dan has gone to all of his receivers about equal amounts. However, not on any given day. He'll go with the guy that's hot. You find, and generally it's because of a defensive coverage that allows that. But in this case, a short job to Wes Chandler. You're giving a guy that can do as much as he can do with the ball a chance to make a big play for you and keep your drive alive.
After John Jefferson left the Chargers in the contract impasse, Wes Chandler came in from New Orleans. He was expensive, a first-round and a third-round draft choice. but it put that whole passing game of San Diego's back together again. Fouts, pump fakes, throws, touchdown, Kellen Winslow. And the Chargers take back the lead 30-24.
Tell you, Winslow almost pulled a Duriel Harris. I don't think he saw it. He was very excited. He ran right into the goalpost, almost knocked himself out.
That goalpost will knock you out.
What a beautiful move. Look at the pump by Fouts. Waits for Winslow to cut underneath in the zone coverage, puts it right where it has to be thrown. Winslow comes up with another big play. As he dunks it, he came down on the goalpost. See, that's beautiful pattern.
Boy, it was. His 9th catch of the day for 25 yards and a touchdown. Kellen Winslow at 9 receptions for 117 yards. Extra point is up and good. And the San Diego Chargers, whose offense has been quiet for a while, strike on the big play, and they take back the lead. It is a 31-24 game. San Diego in the lead, and the Chargers will be kicking off when we come back to Miami, Florida.
We found out the hard way. If you stand still in the car business, you get run over. So ever since, Chrysler's been moving ahead. For 1982, we're the only company introducing a full line of cars that combine front-wheel drive, high mileage, and luxury. Our Chrysler LeBaron series. Nobody has anything like them. Not Ford, not GM, not the imports. I challenge you to compare their quality and technology to anything that comes out of Germany or Japan. There's this sporty coupe that's priced so that you won't go into sticker shock. And a four-door sedan that offers impressive gas mileage and 6-passenger room. This handsome town and country, this dazzling convertible that puts a little fun back into driving. No cars are perfect, but these come pretty close. Drive them. See for yourself how quiet and smooth they are. If you don't agree they're the best Chrysler's ever made, the very best America has to offer at a sensible price, then I'm in the wrong business. Oh, one more thing. If you can find a better car, buy it.
The Chargers go 60 yards in 6 plays, the final 25 in this throw.
Real good pass protection. Winslow beats the zone. When you run patterns the way he does, move the way he does, you're going to make a lot of touchdowns, but don't do that once you get in there. Someday they're going to learn their lesson.
He almost did, John. He came down that, pulled that right leg a little bit. He's all right. Vigorito on a good kickoff. Good coverage by Bob Greger.
All right. Should be able to see it again one more time. Good pump by Fouts. Opens the zone a little. Throw it at the right time. You'll find a hole. He does. What did Paul Brown tell Bob Trumpy? When you go in the end zone, act like you've been there before. He's been there so much, he probably got bored. Had to make it a little more exciting.
That was the Trumpers' first touchdown in a preseason game. He was quite excited, threw his helmet in the air. Coach Brown says, Trumpy, if you score another one in this league, act like you've been there. He got there again for him, though, and now we see a dump-off pass going to Tony Nathan. First down, he's across the 20-yard line out to the 24. And there's a penalty marker down. Chargers say it's against Miami. It's better to hear what Fred Wyant says. Holding against the Dolphins with 3:59 to go in the third quarter, and the Chargers in the lead 31-24. They led by 7, you'll remember, at halftime, 24-17. And then the Dolphins completed that amazing comeback when they were down 24-0 in the first quarter. They tied the game here in the third quarter, 24-all.
Hands, number 7.
The least penalized team in the league has had some very untimely ones in the last quarter or so. But you know what the drive that the offense of San Diego put together did is it gave the defense a chance to regroup. And boy, you really need it when a team's coming at you the way Miami's been coming after San Diego.
This has been some game, and we've got a long way to go. Here's a swing pass, goes out to Tony Nathan, turns up the middle, crosses the 15, and Tony Nathan gets back to about the 18-yard line on a 1st and 15 play. Laslovic got him. The pursuit by San Diego's defense excellent to stop a big gainer.
Well, early in the ball game, we saw the San Diego defensive linemen having the best of everything. Right now, they're in a run-pass situation. They can't get in their starting blocks. We saw Big Hands Johnson make good pursuit, miss the tackle. But they're still very active, and that was a concern.
Don Strock and the offensive Miami now faced with 2nd down and 9 as the Chargers bring their linebackers up tight. Swing pass again to Nathan. And again, whoops, he gets away. Tony Nathan's not done, and he gets out across the 25. Out to the 26, and he's less than a yard from a first down when it seemed he would be knocked down just beyond the line of scrimmage.
Yes, sir. It looked like it might have been a face mask, but I guess he got a straight shot right in the mouth. He missed the whole thing. Boy, this is some kind of play.
He's caught 6 now for 59 yards.
Well, he jumps underneath Woodrow low. It looks like 3 tacklers have him. Leroy Jones lets him go. Finally, the whole team gets him down. It should be a little bit short of the first down, but it's within 6 inches.
The sticks come out. They can tell a sad story sometimes, this time inches away. They have another down, though.
Take a look at the way he gets popped when he does get popped. He finally comes loose out of the pile. Louis Kelcher misses. Leroy Jones misses. Pete Shaw gets
the top of his hat.
Gets the top of his hat. No face mask anyway.
Miami looking good on January 2. Temperature in the 70s. And the Orange Bowl is jammed. As we mentioned earlier in the game, under Don Shula, when the Orange Bowl's been sold out during his reign as coach of the Dolphins. The Dolphins have won 20 and lost 2. Right now, they're down by a touchdown and an extra point, 31-24. 3rd and inches.
Oh.
Looks like the sticks are coming out again.
I don't think they're coming out. They didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, Don. Great penetration interior-wise by Kelcher. Yes, sir. And big hands. They were down low. They beat the guards at the point of attack.
Woodrow Lowe, the sticker from Alabama, came up on the outside.
But Louis Kelcher created the whole deal.
See, if they get it, it's going to be by the nose of the football.
If they get it, they gave him a good spot.
They didn't get it.
That's what you call no gain.
They got it. What? They got it. The yard markers move on, and the Dolphins get 4 new downs. Those numbers. Not a balanced offense.
You'd expect that from San Diego. Of course, you wouldn't expect Miami to be down 24-zip either.
I don't know if anyone expected this many points in a playoff game. Good defense. There's a swing out this flat road. 2 Chargers ran into each other. Mike Williams and Pete Shaw collided.
Well, Pete Shaw never saw the ball. His back was turned the whole way. And Mike Williams never saw Pete Shaw. Had Pete not been in the way, Mike picked it off and run in. Look at this. The only guy that didn't have a chance for the ball was Cephalo. The other 2 had perfect shots at it.
We had a collision, so it goes incomplete. 2nd down and 10 comes up. 2:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. 31-24 San Diego.
Perfectly thrown, or Buchanan may have picked it off. He beat a double zone coverage. Buchanan's the up man. Shaw coming over. When you throw it that well into a double zone, there's no chance. Oops, he cuts right underneath him. It's the only way he could go. When he cut underneath, the ball was actually already thrown.
And it was thrown right where it had to be as Cephalo looks back, and there it is. 23-yard gain. Here's a man open. Bruce Hardy to the 10. This is unbelievable.
61 points already in this Hummer. But it's not because of defensive insufficiency. It's because of offensive execution. Strock is having as fine a day as I've ever seen any quarterback have in a championship game. And I mean, he hits Hardy on a dead run. Woodrow Lowe had no chance. 50 yards, touchdown, 31-30.
Strock, the official numbers, John, 21 of 27 for 312 yards and 4 touchdowns.
That last stat's an impressive one.
50 yards to tight end Bruce Hardy. Don Strock is through the uprights with his extra point, and we are all tied up at 31-all with 1:28 to go in the third quarter. Who's to say where this one goes? We might be going for a bonus. Go for 100 points.
Guy that gets the ball last, big fella.
Last at bat. We'll be back to the Orange Bowl after this.
Right now, you can rent any size gasoline-powered truck and rider's fleet for one low daily rate, plus the variable mileage charge. Want a nice little truck? That's the daily rate. How about a little bigger? Same rate. Want one way out to here? Still the same. When Ryder rents trucks at this price, we almost hate to let them go.
Ryder, $29.95 a day for the best truck money can rent.
Why do 100,000-mile flyers choose United?
I travel the world helping people who think big is bad. But when it comes to the planes I travel on, the bigger the better. And because United's the biggest airline in the land, they're plenty big enough to have more of these roomy wide bodies than anyone else. So if you like wide bodies as much as I do, call United first. You'll be in great shape.
People who fly for a living fly United's friendly skies.
Don Strock with numbers good for a Hall of Fame day. He came to Miami in '73 out of Virginia Tech as a 5th-round draft choice. Has been a backup quarterback his whole time here. There's a man he hit Bruce Hardy, the tight end. Backed up Greasy. Backs up Whitley, but he's getting a lot more playing time as a relief pitcher. And today, he's had his greatest game, and we're tied at 31. James Brooks turns outside. And a fine special team play. Ronnie Lee, a tight end covering on special teams, and the Chargers start off in their own end. The 17-yard line.
So here we go again.
Amazing. 62 points on the board already, and they're even up. 31-all. He throws. He's got Kellen Winslow. And one of his rare drops, Kellen Winslow, who's caught 9 today for over 100 yards. Can't hold on.
You see number 40 still trailing him. What they've done is assign Mike Kozlowski to Kellen Winslow all day long, but it doesn't change the rest of the coverage. They're trying to stop him. They're doing everything they can to contain him. It's just the play of a great tight end, number 80. It's made it almost impossible.
Well, as the Miami defensive coordinator and assistant head coach Bill Arnsparger said before the game, you don't stop San Diego. You hope you can slow them down so they don't win the game. They're going to get yards and they're going to get points. They have today. Fouts takes a look on 2nd and 10, gets it away. Don McNeil, broken arm and all, is right there covering and bats the ball away. He fractured his right arm against Kansas City in the second last game of the season. Didn't play against Buffalo in the finale.
It's a good thing for Dan that his arm was broken, because he threw that ball away in desperation, not wanting to take a great big loss. And a McNeil with 2 good arms might have brought that one down for an interception.
I think he would. It's pretty tough to catch it when you're with those arms bundled up like a lineman's. But he can still cover and he can still knock him down.
Too high.
Intercepted. Blackwood has the ball. Lyle Blackwood. Another lateral. Gerald Small takes the lateral and goes inside the 15-yard line. This incredible game.
pointer was very well covered. Blackwood makes a great play intercepting, then laterals to Small. He makes a fine reception or return, and they're down to the 15. That ball got away from Dan. One of the few that has gotten away from him all day, but a big turnover.
Well, as you were pointing out, John, his previous throw was an errant one, almost intercepted, and this one was right to the Miami defense. Now the Dolphins go to the run. That's Lyle Blackwood. He's moved around the league a little bit. Was at Baltimore for most of his career. Spent some time with the New York Giants. Came in here as a free agent. Won the starting safety job right alongside his brother Glenn. And he was in perfect position, as those Miami defenders so often are. There are the numbers for the two QBs.
That would be all right for 2 games, but 3 quarters, it's rather outstanding.
Most impressive, as much as the touchdowns, that Strock has put the ball up that often in desperation when they had to come back, and he's not been intercepted. The third quarter is winding down and winding out. So after 3 quarters of play, the game is tied 31-31, but when we come back, the Dolphins will be challenging to go ahead.
Sunday, Bruce White's of Hill Street Blues explores a world of danger on Catalina Sea Lab. Then Ponch takes what may be the last ride of his life on an all-new Chips. And Gregory Peck, Laurence Olivier, the boys from Brazil. A shocking movie thriller right after an all-new Chips and Catalina Sea Lab Sunday on NBC.
If you want low fares across the Atlantic, now is the time to book. Laker is the pacemaker for transatlantic service and fares. We're better value than ever. And the fares are guaranteed if you buy now. I only fly wide-body jets, and my crews wait on you hand and foot. So if you're thinking of going to Britain on holiday or business or to see friends, book now on Laker and save money. Remember, I'm the pioneer of low fares.
Tomorrow, and through this weekend only, this is the moment Toyota buyers wait for. A special Toyota New Year sales drive with big savings on any new Toyota car or truck. Save big on the all-new fabulous Celicas and exciting Supras. Get special weekend savings on all new Corollas, all Coronas, all Cressidas, and Tercels. Save hundreds to thousands of dollars starting tomorrow and through this weekend only at Toyota dealers. Come in and drive off with your big Toyota savings.
South Florida 7.
Dolphins were losing badly on the scoreboard, but they never lost their composure, John, and now they're set to go ahead.
It's the first opportunity they've had. Their defense set it up, but
Miami can take it in here or get the field goal. They'll be in front for the first time. Tony Nathan behind Ed Newman. Charger offense has done done already today, put up 31 points. That's still not enough, but they can come back with a lot of time left. We have virtually the whole fourth quarter to be played. 14:53 remaining in the game. Tony Nathan, another of the Alabama players. The field is full of them today. Woodrow Lowe of San Diego and Don McNeil, and there's more AFC Divisional Playoff action coming up tomorrow here on NBC. The Buffalo Bills go to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals, who compiled the AFC's best record this season after a losing season just a year ago. They made that kind of a comeback. Von Schaman will not allow a run back with that kickoff. It's into and out of the end zone.
Don, I generally say, you know, now their backs are against it because the wind is also against them. But it's funny, most of the points have been scored going the other way, into the wind. So I guess it's had no effect on the throwers all day long. About 550 yards between them. I'd say they've been throwing pretty well into it.
Wesley Chandler comes wide to the right. Let's see what that wind is really kicking up now. Flag is straight out. Muncie. They're going for the football out of the Dolphins. Muncie's had a great season. He had one what they thought was a fatal fumble against Buffalo late in the game. But then the Chargers came back to win the regular season finale, beating Oakland 23-10. Got a lot of help from the Chicago Bears, who I think, John, could call themselves champions of the AFC West. They're 4-0 in that division this season.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for the Bears, they couldn't beat anybody else. Second and 8. Good throw. It's to Kellen Winslow. Who else? He's out to the 29-yard line.
And I see a late flag come in.
Yeah.
And it's around the ball carrier. I look for the ball to go back up the field. That's a break. That's a break for San Diego. Dan's got Winslow out in motion. Comes back underneath the wide receiver cleaning out. You see Kozlowski trailing again, as he has been all afternoon, but he's been trailing close.
Statistician Steve Dans points out that Kellen Winslow, John, has now tied John Stallworth for the most catches in an AFC playoff game.
Number 58.
10.
Push down.
You know, another factor to contend with is the crowd. This is a loud crowd. Now that they've got a 7-point lead, it has increased its velocity about 50%, and it just makes it that much more difficult for Fouts to call out to his wide receiver.
First and 10. Fouts throws. Uh-oh.
Yep.
Here's another penalty marker. Folks on the Chargers sideline aren't happy about things at all. Chandler was whacked on the play.
Well, Glenn Blackwood is coming in. They're playing a double zone. Fouts is trying to beat it the way Strock did earlier. The ball is tipped. When it is, Blackwood is not playing the ball. He's playing the man. He thought he'd probably catch the ball. He wanted to see if he could jar him loose. At that time, you can't be looking around for the ball. You know you're behind. You're trying to catch up. It was a penalty, but it wasn't an intentional late hit.
But it is a 15-yard mark-off. Personal foul.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 47. First down.
Crazy numbers at the Orange Bowl. Wild numbers. Great game. Long way to go. 13:49 to play. Muncie running hard. And he's on the Miami side of the field now as he takes it all the way down to the 39-yard line. Chuck Muncie getting up ahead of steam and starting to roll. They say he's been a standout citizen in San Diego.
We mentioned the key people are the offensive linemen for San Diego. If they can move the defense of Miami off the line of scrimmage, which they've done on several occasions to give Muncie some running room, real good offensive line blocking. Muncie picks up another first.
Muncie gets the first indeed. They said they traded him, John, at New Orleans because he was forgetful. He forgot to come to practice.
He doesn't forget which way he's going.
He heading due east. There's a little dump off back to Muncie. And a good defense. defensive play. Ernest Roan tackles him behind the line of scrimmage at the 42-yard line of Miami.
This play was doomed from the start. It's a blitz. Fouts is trying to come to Muncie late. He expected his own coverage. When it's a blitz, the linebacker has man-to-man coverage on Muncie. Makes a good play, gets by Don Masek, the center, who was trying to block on the screen. Holds it to a 1 or 2 yard loss. Here we go. We mentioned the blitz. A.J. Dewey, number 77, usually tips it off. He's coming along with 4 other down linemen.
Second and long, deeper drop. Chandler turns in. Kellen Winslow's taking a beating going out in his patterns now. They've got to try to slow the big guy up.
I don't know who was picking who that time.
They do run a lot of picks, too, like a basketball
Well, you see Joyner. Now Winslow's going down the field. He's getting a lot of attention right now. You see number 40 with him again. I can't tell whether he was going to Winslow or Joyner.
Well, it ended up not near either.
Right.
So now it's going to be 3rd down and 13 for San Diego. 42-yard line of Miami. The Dolphins having rallied back from a 24-0 deficit in the first quarter, and they now lead the game 38-31. Charlie Joyner lost it, and Miami was so close to an interception. Charlie felt he should have had it. The hands he's got, he doesn't drop many.
No, and he doesn't drop many like that. The ball was a little high thrown. Big play.
My goodness. Fantastic.
George Rogers, this is if you're going to help your team as the punter, or Roberts, kick it out of bounds inside the 10.
I'm sure he'd like to do that. He'll see. He's giving it a good shot. Oh, it just walks in. It almost got out inside the 5. He'd love to do it here in Miami. That ex-Dolphin. But the ball comes out to the 20-yard line with 11:58 left to play in the game.
Comes when you must watch your money carefully. So quality and value are a necessity. Can you find them in an American car? Absolutely. In Plymouth, built with advanced technology and front-wheel drive for the best gasoline economy of any American car. 5-passenger Horizon Miser, and not a penny more than 81. The American way to get your money's worth.
Get a car, get a check. 300 to 1,000 on other new Chryslers and Plymouths. Participating dealers have full details.
We got them all. That means it's Miller time. Come on, I'm buying.
Miller time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, Miller's got the beer.
It's Barbara Mandrell, the Mandrell sisters, with the Oak Ridge Boys, Andy Williams, and a cowboy salute.
It's just me.
Saturday.
We are back at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Don Criqui with John Brodie on a warm January night. The Dolphins and the Chargers putting on an offensive display that has been most amazing as Miami leads the game 38-31 and has the ball 1st and 10 at their 20. Andra Franklin gets it out to maybe the 22. Dolphins would like to be able to move the chain markers and run the clock now.
There's a good defense against which fools the offense. They expected a zone defense, and San Diego has played zone most of this whole ball game. That time they were in a blitz defense. You can't run an end sweep against a blitz. They shut it down, put them in a passing situation. 2nd and 8. I guess we're all not on top of everything.
Interesting. A montage of what's going on.
Yes, sir.
Not like this ball game, though. Here is the handoff to Nathan, and he weaves his way, and the San Diego defenders are there to knock him down again for virtually no gain for Miami. It's San Diego fighting to get back the ball.
San Diego knows its backs are up against the wall. Their defensive line has got to do the play right now. Laslavic overruns it a little bit, but gets Nathan stopped. When he does, Johnson picks it up.
And now the Dolphins come to 3rd down and 7. Strock's been very, very effective on 3rd downs, completing 6 of 8 for 1st downs. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns on 3rd down.
You can bet it's going up top now.
Didn't get it. No, he did not. Fine play by Pete Shaw, the Chargers. Strong safety delivers the hit.
Depends which foot he puts it on.
Holy man, I think he might have it where they have the ball.
Well, take a quick look. Now, they're going to give him as much forward progress as he made. His foot actually came down on the other side of the line. It looks like an accurate call to me. I mean, wherever it's spotted, it's within a foot of a 1st down if it's not.
He had to get it to the 30.
Well, if he's touching the 30,
it's going to be the nose of the ball
again. He doesn't get a 1st down.
Got another one. They get the 1st down. Look at that.
Unless the markers are off, he had to get it once he touched the 30. Another well-thrown ball by Don.
It was. It has been a game full of well-thrown balls by Strock. Clock running, 10:15 to play. Dolphins get 4 new downs and send Cephalo wide to the left and Duriel Harris on the right flank. Knees across the 35 to the 36. Dolphins get 6 yards in that 1st down play. Lyndon King and Willie Buchanan are on the tackle.
They gave him that blitz again, Don. When they did so, this is a perfect play to call against it. Cornerback has to back off. When he does, it's a one-on-one situation. The pursuit's going to be a little bit late. 2nd and 4, they like it. How's that one?
Astounding. Off the bench to do it. Tony Nathan runs hard and runs for a Miami 1st down as the game clock winds down to 9:12 to play, and the Dolphins keep the ball moving and the chain markers too. Lowe and Shaw on the stop. Tony Nathan playing with a knee injury that's kept him out in recent games.
The offensive line is just having a ball right now. Give us a chance. John Geisler leads, makes a good block. Nathan doesn't need much of a crack.
He's made some big plays. You recall his earlier run in this quarter. 12 yards into the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown, Miami's 1st lead of the day. On 1st down, right back to the run, right up the middle. Andra Franklin, the 228-pound fullback from Nebraska.
I would think that this man would probably have to consider what do we have to do. Okay, 24-0 lead. They come back and tie it. You take them down on another drive, put it out at 31-24. And now you're 7 back.
Yep. One thing about Andra Franklin, Jim, when he's in there, you know he's going to run it or block. He doesn't catch it. He's got 3 receptions for the year. But he did set a Miami rookie rushing record with over 700 yards. Eddie Hill comes in, and the swing pass is a little out of his reach. That ball was floating perilously on the right flank there.
Well, it was a safe ball. You know, people say, hey, when you throw in those flats, it's always very dangerous. That was a play where he had nothing but room to throw the ball in. He led Hill very quick. He caught him on the dead run. He picked up 4 or 5 yards, but there was no danger.
Now, again, the Dolphins and Don Strock come to a 3rd down play, 3rd down and 8 from the 42-yard line. 7:56 to go in the game. Clock is stopped on the incomplete pass. 38-31 Miami. Pick up the blitz. Hardy works his way ahead, and the Dolphins do it again. They get the 1st down. Time and again, the Dolphins respond with a big play.
Strock made a nice throw, allowing Hardy to make his move, stop, then turn back, throwing it right in between 2 linebackers. And Hardy made an excellent play. once he did get to the line, looked like he lost the ball, got a good bounce, and recovered it again.
Remember, Bruce Hardy's last reception prior to this one went for 50 yards and a touchdown to tie the game. Strock has now thrown 31 times, completed 26 for 334 yards and 4 touchdowns. And the game clock is down to 7:33 to play. If the Dolphins complete this game with a victory, it will go into the books as the greatest comeback victory in NFL playoff history. Detroit was down 20-0 to San Francisco way back in 1957. When John Brodie was an Appleseed young quarterback. Miami is down 24-0 in this game. Tony Nathan, bruised on the previous play, comes back in to carry the ball to the 48. Miami huddling at their leisure now. Put a little age on Coach Shula this
Well,
one.
it is time to look at the clock. You've got a 7-point lead. What you would really love is to maintain ball control. I know this ball game's going topsy-turvy. 69 points scored, but right now, this is what they hoped they could do when they started the ball game. It's the first time they've really been able to do it.
Second and 8. Quick out. Look at these sure-handed tight ends. Another first down. Bruce Hardy turns out.
There's a very safe pass, very well thrown. Little crossing pattern. Matt Moore to the inside. Hardy to the outside. Let Pete Shaw make the coverage. Well thrown. Picks up another first down. They're on the move again.
Every time that Don Strock has come on to relieve David Woodley, John, of course, Woodley has started the next game. What do you do next week if Miami wins and they go to the AFC Championship game?
I would imagine that that's Shula's decision.
That's for surely his decision. Here is Tony Nathan turning outside. He's knocked down, about a yard loss on the play.
I would imagine that he has a viewpoint about that, but he's not too concerned about it right now. When you're playing as well as Strock is playing today, it can change a man's whole career around, okay? You come off having not thought to be a real top starter, you come off the bench. He's played like a starter today, okay? Because when he got started, it was early in the second quarter. The whole 3 quarters of play, he had to go through the halftime and all the rigmarole. So he's played like a starter, and he's played beautifully. And it could change a man's whole career and change people's viewpoint of him.
Kind of a pleasant dilemma if Miami does win for Coach Shula. Which one he goes with. They won 11 games with the young guy starting at quarterback. Here's a swing pass going out. Bruce Hardy getting free again and goes down the sidelines. It's another Miami first down. Mike Williams knocks him out of bounds.
I don't think you'll see him throw the ball anymore. He might, but I don't think you'll see it. They're now well within field goal range. They're moving the ball down the field. They can eat up another minute or so on the clock. It's already at 5:34. San Diego's dragging.
San Diego defense has been on the field a long time, and they are dragging. Does Coach Coryell.
I'd be numb.
I believe Coach is. First and 10 Miami. They go to Nathan. Behind Newman, Tony Nathan turns upfield and takes it down to the 21-yard line. Laslovic tackles him, and Nathan keeps it inbounds, and the game clock goes down to 5:20 to play and ticking.
No fooling around now. Give the ball to Tony. Let Andrew Franklin take it for a couple yards. Eat up another 45 to 50 seconds on the clock. Second down and 8 yards to go, but the play took 45 to 50 seconds before they'll have to start it in motion again.
Miami, which couldn't get doing anything at the outset, has 23 first downs now. Second and 8. Back to the sure thing, right up the middle. Andrew Franklin gets ahead. San Diego says, we've got the ball, and they do. The Chargers get a fumble recovery, and with 4:39 left to play, San Diego trailing by 7 goes on offense.
Everything's happened, but this is the one thing they just knew couldn't happen. Andre Franklin fumbles at a most critical time where they can darn near run the clock out. Now San Diego's got a chance to get back.
Tonight, the Martins are watching the whole world go up in flames. A home they may never get back.
All-State update. Home replacement guarantee.
The Martins have homeowners insurance, but they don't have Allstate's home replacement guarantee. It's better than inflation protection alone, because it guarantees Allstate will pay to totally rebuild your home, brick for brick, regardless of cost. Today, you need Allstate's home replacement guarantee. Another reason you're in good hands with Allstate.
It's going to be a little short. About 70 miles. This is Bob for Texaco Hope in the Gulf of Mexico. This water is 260 feet deep. It can cost up to 6 times more to drill for oil out here than on land. But we got to do this to help meet your energy needs in the years ahead. You can trust the star at home and in your car.
The greatest gymnast in United States history, 3-time world champion, the first American ever to win a gold medal at the World Championships. Kurt Thomas returns to competition Sunday, January 17th on NBC Sports World.
On consecutive evenings at the famed Orange Bowl, one of the famous football arenas in America, NBC has been pleased to bring you 2 great games. The 1982 Orange Bowl last night as Clemson wins the national championship. And now this spectacular playoff game. Fouts gets up, eludes the rush, gets it away, and Charlie Joyner comes back and catches the ball. And he is out to the 33-yard line. He has a first down. The fumble recovery could be a very big one.
I'll tell you what else could be a big one. Kellen Winslow came back to try and help out Charlie Joyner on the run. He hit Glenn Blackwood, and he took himself out of the ball game. He might have broken his arm.
Woo. See if we pick
All right,
that
let's
up
take
again.
Dan was able to get up, had good enough pass protection. His offensive line's holding him out very well. He hits Joyner. Now watch. Okay, there Winslow comes back. But he's not in the lineup.
Chandler. Oh, you got to get him and throw a net on him.
Jeez, what a play to get out of bounds.
Chandler, they say he's even better after he gets the ball.
They're taking a look at Winslow right now.
Yeah, look at that. They're looking going to go.
I'd sure like to have him in there when I need a touchdown to keep my season alive.
Caught 10 today.
That's right. We mentioned how he got hurt. We'll see another picture of it. He's just trying to help out Joyner. Makes a good block, but hurt his shoulder.
What a great look at it on the replay. Muncie runs. They stuff him hard at the 40. The game clock is running. 3:43 left to play. Miami Dolphins 38. San Diego Chargers 31. And the clock continues to tick. And right now we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
This is WCKT, Channel 7, Miami.
We have not seen Eric Sievers catch any balls today. We're just about due.
Eric Sievers comes in now as the tight end set to the right.
3rd and 2. You know they're taking 2 downs from getting the first.
Fouts takes a look. Joyner pulls it down. He takes a whack but holds on. It's a first down for the Chargers. And the silence is deafening here in the Orange Bowl with that catch as the Dolphins now see the Chargers get 4 new downs.
And the hitting is definitely picking up.
It is.
I know these fellas are bushed. When you've got a ball game with as many points scored as this one is produced, everyone's tired. The action level's been extremely high. The excitement level's high. Man, this is a season.
It's been fabulous, and we're coming right down to the final gun of this one. 2:26 left to play. 38-31 Miami leads, but San Diego has a first down, and they have the right arm of Dan Fouts ready to unload again. Completed to Charlie Joyner, and he's inside the 40-yard line of Miami. 16-yard gain. Tonight on NBC, Andy Williams and the Oak Ridge Boys join Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell sisters. Then sparks fly when Stella's uncle Buster explodes upon the scene in Harper Valley. Followed by Gabe Kaplan and Lewis and Clark and Rona Barrett in television Inside and Out all tonight on NBC. Local news and then Saturday Night Live. Those will follow the football game except on the West Coast and Mountain Zone. Right now, the Chargers on first down get some good yards with Muncie taking it up the middle. And the game clock is ticking down to the 2-minute warning.
Great offensive play, though, Don, by both sides. This is considered to be one of the top defenses in the game.
Now we get word from the sideline. John L. Winslow really needed was the shoulder pad fixed. He's back in.
Is that why it was dipping the way it was? I got to feel it hurt a little bit.
We'll be back at the Orange Bowl right after this.
Alcoa presents Fantastic Finishes. 1978, Art Rooney's Steelers against the Browns. Bradshaw hands off to Blyer, who gives to Swan, who pitches back to Bradshaw, who whales a 40-yard strike to Benny Cunningham that beats the Browns in sudden death 15-9. The Steelers handled the ball no less than 6 times on a flea flicker that brings victory to Pittsburgh on the game's final play.
Here comes another bunch of aluminum cans headed for recycling. Alcoa takes back the aluminum cans by the billions, and it's worth it because there's precious energy to be saved by remelting the cans and making brand new aluminum. Recycling. We're doing it now, and new cans are on the way. Made of light, convenient, energy-saving aluminum.
We can't wait for tomorrow.
With John Brodie, this is Don Criqui back at the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida. AFC Divisional Playoff football has been spectacular today as the Miami Dolphins, down 24-0 in the first quarter, rallied back, trailed at the half on a spectacular play, a lateral play that ended up in the end zone for a touchdown. They were down by only 7 at the half. Then they tied the game. Then they fell behind. Then Miami tied the game, and now they've gone ahead. But San Diego's moving here with 2 minutes to play. Fouts looks, tip ball, and Kellen Winslow was open to get it.
Except I think Beaucamper got his hand on it.
He did tip it.
They love to play him in passing situations. He started today, remember, only his second start of the season. He's played very well. But that's the biggest play he's made all day. Kellen Winslow trying to get open. Has no problem doing that. Getting him the ball is another fact.
Kellen Winslow, who's already caught 10 today to tie John Stallworth for the record in an AFC playoff game. 3rd down and 5 for San Diego. Again, it's to Winslow. It's a first down for the Chargers. The emotional level of this stadium is going up and down like a rocket today.
It's such a tough job for Mike Kozlowski to handle Winslow once he gets in a position where he's like rebounding. All right, he's such a big target. That's about all Kozlowski can do. He's trying to cover him all over the field. I don't think any man can do it.
The president and owner of Miami's Dolphins, Joe Robbie, on the sidelines. 1:18 to play. And the clock's running. San Diego with first down, but trailing by 7. Here's the throw. Wes Chandler has the ball inside the 10-yard line.
What a catch.
Lyle Blackwood and Fulton Walker combine on the stop.
How many athletes can go up, put their attention on getting the ball in the middle of a crowd? He cuts underneath Fulton Walker, catches the ball, and actually protects himself with his shoulder pads against Blackwood. That's a great reception. Puts him in a position to get a tie.
The 69 points scored in this playoff game, John, are a playoff record.
I'd also like to make sure I didn't give Miami too much time to get the ball back if I do score.
We could be heading to OT.
Watch out. Winter's here, and snow's going to get you, and cold's going to get you, and high fuel bills are going to get you because you still haven't added more insulation to your attic. So do it now. Get more Owens Corning fiberglass insulation and add another layer to put your house in the pink. See your dealer or contractor. Buy more Owens Corning fiberglass insulation now, before winter gets you.
Hey, Michelob Light for the winning team, okay? You guys would do that for us?
Would a bunch of guys really go at it this hard just for a beer? Well, consider it's Michelob Light, and that means a rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
You guys never played like that before. Hey, we never played for a Michelob Light before.
Michelob Light. Compare the taste.
You're looking at Dan Fouts. The times that he's come back this year and 3 times today after it looked like they were going to blow Miami out, the quality that's necessary is being a tough nut. And if there ever was a tough nut, he's the toughest I've met.
Well, those former locker room boys with the 49ers, they go on to be good quarterbacks. Dan Fouts boxes out. He's going to run. Now he throws. There's a man open. James Brooks, touchdown, San Diego with 59 seconds to play.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know. It's going to stand. No markers down.
There won't be any markers. He finally, you know where he got a little lucky is he had 2 people in the area of the reception. Fouts almost let the ball go here. As he comes out, he's got Winslow trying to make the catch. Thinks the ball's intended for him. Brooks is playing back up, runs right underneath him, picks it off. Back to within 1. This can tie it up.
The fumble at the other end of the field when Miami was positioning the ball for what would have been a lock-up field goal. Now turns the other way, and the Chargers take it down the field, and if Penerska hits this, the game is tied with 58 seconds to go. Sports fans, we are tied up at 38 all.
Let's not talk about overtime, though, Crick, because this baby's still got 58 seconds.
That's right. You probably have 2 touchdowns 58 seconds away. This is gone. Form chart holds up. We'll be back for the final minute of regulation, maybe more, when we come back to the Orange Bowl after this.
Michelob brings you the 7-day weekend, Southern style. The style and grace that is the South is reflected in one great beer, Michelob. That smooth and mellow taste has its own special way of saying, y'all come back and see us anytime.
There's nothing better on a rainy night in Georgia. Put a little weekend in your week. Yeah.
The new Chryslers, engineered for quality and luxury. Like Chrysler New Yorker, it just could be the best luxury car value in America. Chrysler Cordova, the beauty of engineering excellence in a personal luxury car. Ah, the Chrysler LeBaron series. They combine high mileage and luxury. They are like no other cars in America, Europe, or Japan. The new Chryslers, engineered to be the best Chryslers ever built.
Get a car, get a check. 300 to 1,000 on select new Chryslers in Plymouth. See participating dealer for full details.
We're back with 58 seconds to play. What looked to be a very long day for the Miami Dolphins has turned into one of the most unbelievable playoff games in NFL history. It is already in the books as the highest scoring playoff game ever, the 76 points. There's a mistake. San Diego kicks off out of bounds, so they'll have to kick off again from their 30.
Here's one that was busted just before the end of the half. You remember when Berniska really had to go at it from 55 yards out. Little body English. It missed by a foot. As you look back at it, it looks like a big play. But you know, because of the condition of the game, the way it was played, all the scores that have taken place, I don't think you can look at a play 2 quarters back and figure it's an indicator. So let's take a look at one that we know is. Here is Kellen, Winslow, and Brooks. Winslow don't get it. Brooks will.
Brooks must have waved him off, said, big guy, I got this one.
Well, I'll tell you what, Winslow is bewildered. He's not believing that there was anyone behind him. And when you're going after a ball, the really outstanding receivers run blind after it. He's thinking, I know I can't get, oh my goodness. He's got to be the most surprised man in the house to see that.
Brooks comes up to about his letters. Now they knock it down the field on the hop. Miami picks it at the 30. 35, and Eddie Hill takes it to the 40-yard line. 52 seconds left.
Woo-wee.
That's a lot of time for an offense.
You mentioned mentioned that this might be the best playoff game you've ever seen. Miami has a penchant for being in pretty good ones. The last playoff game they played in was against Kansas City in 1971. You remember that, baby?
Went for a while, didn't it?
Yeah.
Christmas Day of 71, Miami beating Kansas City 27-24. There's been 5 overtime games in postseason play.
Everybody's at the line.
Strock has time. He throws and San Diego very nearly intercepts. Glenn Edwards comes up on the ball at the 44-yard line. The first overtime playoff game, Yankee Stadium in New York, December 28, 1958.
Well, you can bet right now that Shula's trying to get 3 more points on the board. He's got Strock throwing the ball a little overthrown to Joe Rose. Pine almost picked it up.
There's Uwe von Schamann. Looking up at the clock, it shows 46 seconds to go. Baltimore beat the Giants in that first playoff game. Dallas beat Houston in the playoff game in the Old American Football League in 62.
9 men on the front, Don. They don't want to give any open receiver.
Strock cocks his arm, looks at the intercepted and dropped. Is it
that
free
was
ball?
Caught. That's got to be a completion.
Yep, it is. It's a first down. It is a first down for Miami. An interception and a lost ball. Fumble.
Well, let's take a look. Remember the rules. If you have the ball in your grasp, when it comes down, you've still got it. Even if it gets out, gets jarred away. Willie Buchanan makes a great interception. That's one of the problems with the rule. When you hit the ground, if that ball falls away, it still counts.
It's interesting, John, the San Diego kickoff after the tying touchdown was a squib kick. They bounced it down the field. Miami got it with an up back and started out in good field position with a minute to go.
Yeah, well, the first ball, when it was kicked out of bounds, they were really concerned about a long kickoff return. I don't know. They've been pretty good on kickoff coverage. It's easy to second guess. I won't try to do that. I know right now that Miami has to make about 12 to 13 more yards to get within von Schamann's range. That means anything inside the 40. I think he can get up to 55. There is a wind behind the Dolphins.
Right.
It has to be taken into consideration.
Kind of a gusting, swirling wind, no.
How about those stats? 7 touchdown passes, 660 some odd yards.
And rather amazing, John, the fact that they, between them, put the ball up 76 times and only 2 have been intercepted.
That's right. You think von Schamann isn't a little pensive?
He does well in pressure situations. Uwe von Schamann. He's hoping to get the chance. 34 seconds to go. Another big one coming up tomorrow on NBC. Buffalo at Cincinnati. Pregame at 12:30. Here's a pass downfield, and the Dolphins are in range. 26 seconds.
We saw von Schamann in meditation, which everyone that follows Miami knows he goes through in critical situations. Now it's time to get in and do the kicking. I don't know whether Shula will try and get a little bit farther down the field or send von Schamann in now, but a penalty would make it an awfully long field goal try. Now he's got it within a 47-yard range with the wind.
So it's 1st and 10 now, down to the 31-yard line.
What a perfect throw. This is just capping off one of the greatest performances I've ever seen.
Glad you could be with us today on NBC, starting out 82 with those 3 bowl games yesterday, a national champion crowned here last night when the Clemson Tigers completed their perfect season. And now the Miami Dolphins, who've not won a playoff game since 1974, looking to put it up with a field goal if they get in range. So delighted you can be with us, and there's more tomorrow when Buffalo plays at Cincinnati. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Don Ohlmeyer. Football coordinating producer Ted Nathanson. The telecast of today's game has been produced by George Finkel and directed by John Gonzalez. And we thank them all and our excellent NBC technical team that's put the pictures on the screen as the Miami Dolphins lost a fumble down here not that long ago, and the Chargers went the other way to tie the game. Look at those 76 points.
And And except for the first quarter, they were all earned. You know, early in the first quarter, there were some gimmies. But since then, both offenses have been running up and down the field.
First down. 23 seconds to play in a tie game. Figueredo right up the middle. He's down to the 26. 17 seconds left.
They're going to let it run down, I think.
He's got it right in the middle, right where they want it. So now those place kickers who all the jokes are made about get set to come out.
Yeah, it's time to stand up and get counted. He's done it about as well as anyone ever has in this game.
Well, we have this brief moment. Our thanks to our NBC statistician Steve Dans, to Harry Van Susko, Mike Horvath in the booth. 4 seconds left to go as Von Schaman comes out. Once when he was a collegian at Oklahoma, Oklahoma was then playing at Ohio State when Ohio State was the #1 team in the country. With time almost out, he went out on the field. The Buckeyes called a couple of timeouts, and everybody at Ohio Stadium was chanting, "Block that kick," and he just stood in the middle of the field and waved and directed the crowd. Then went out and went for about 47 yards that won the game. So he can't handle the heat. He's done that here in Miami. He sent a very popular Dolphin to the sidelines, or at least away from the Dolphins, when Garo Yepremian, the Bhutan Cypriot, went to tie-making and made a few stops between then and retirement. Now Von Schaman with the hold by Don Strock at the 33-yard line. It'll be a 43-yard attempt straight away. A wind at his back. Kuchenberg snaps, and that's almost as big as the kick itself. Block, no good. We go to overtime. Overtime in Miami.
And Olmo shifts again. Sometimes you don't get two chances. We remember Danilo made good on his second effort. A lot of times you don't get that second one. Take a look. The snap was just a little high. Other than that, there was no problem. Von Schaman didn't really hit it well. I don't think it was blocked at all. I really think that he just didn't hit the ball very well. It came out of there kind of a sputter ball. Bad time to have one if you're from Miami. And new life for San Diego.
Brodie, you and I are going to have to get a room here at the Orange Bowl. We're spending a lot of time here.
That's all right. I'll tell you,
great.
if anybody wants to see two better football games than we've seen in the last 2 days, I'd like to know where they're located.
And it is indeed not over yet. Now, of course, the overtime, they go to a 15-minute max in the first overtime period. The first score ends it. Each team in the playoffs gets 3 timeouts in overtime. In the regular season, they get 2. And, of course, in the regular season in overtime, if they play the first 15 minutes and there's no score, it goes in the books as a tie. And that happened here in Miami when the Jets and Miami Dolphins play to a regular season tie. But tonight we'll play it until somebody wins it.
And one of the biggest coin tosses in the history of these two groups is about to be made, because if you take a look and say, okay, 76 points have been scored, I'd like to have the ball.
Well, you could pull an Abner Haynes playoff game many years ago. Abner Haynes, his team won the toss.
San Diego won it.
Abner elected to kick off.
Yeah. And they won anyway.
Yeah. So we're going to go to overtime when we come back to the Orange Bowl in Miami. What a game.
I have a headache. And I feel lousy. I would like you to give me an aspirin if possible.
Aspirin?
For the last 10 or 15 years, I've used aspirin.
That's interesting, Mick, because the #1 selling brand of pain reliever doesn't contain aspirin.
What is this product?
It's Tylenol.
I've never used Tylenol.
Today, we'd like you to try extra-strength Tylenol. You know, you can't buy a more potent pain reliever without a prescription.
I have to see what it does for me.
Well, look at the difference in the amount of medicine in the leading pain relievers.
Extra-strength Tylenol has more pain reliever. I have to try it. No pain, no pressure. It's super. It's great. You know, I'm really pleased. I'm ready to take on my workday and do the best job that I possibly can. I'm impressed.
Try extra-strength Tylenol. Capsules and tablets, aspirin-free. And you can't buy a more potent pain reliever without a prescription.
Extra-strength Tylenol is a super product.
The score here at the Orange Bowl, 38 San Diego, 38 Miami. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
Saturday, Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell sisters. Yeah! With the Oak Ridge Boys. Andy Williams and a salute to movie cowboys.
Believe that I'm hot, it's just me.
Then, to get Uncle Buster out of trouble, Stella puts the heat on Bobby. Whoa! Saturday, it's a great night of entertainment on NBC.
Air Florida announces a low fare for the new year. $107 to New York, $107 to Washington, D.C., and only $135 to Boston. Air Florida to New York, Washington, D.C., and Boston. At our prices, now everyone can go. Air Florida, 1-800-432-8505.
Don't you have anything? Jenkins, glad to hear you're doing so well. Yeah, we're in the big time now. Even got a watch line. Now, that's smart. Keep those salespeople off the road and on their watch line, eh? Oh, you said it. Our collections department couldn't function without our watch lines. You collect overdue accounts by what? Sorry, sir, there's nothing. Jenkins, you could even use your watch line to make hotel reservations.
For information on Bell Watch Service, call this number.
Ace Window and Door is your complete window and door center. For sales, service, or installations, visit or call the Ace Window and Door Center near you.
South Florida 7.
We've just been informed it was this man who's done so much offensively for San Diego all day long, who got his hand on a game-winning field goal, forced it into overtime, did a little for the defense that time.
And the flip of the coin works San Diego's way also as they'll get the kickoff to open overtime. James Brooks fields it at his 4. And superior special teams play. Steve Shula comes down and makes the hit inside the 15-yard line of the Chargers.
And this is the reason we're here. Fouts, 8 yards to go for a touchdown, tries to put the ball to Winslow. Brooks running under it. Pulls it to within 1. Bernishka, extra point, 38-38. But it's getting tougher right now. They've got a long way to move it.
It was in 1977 we had the last playoff overtime game. Oakland beat Baltimore 37-31 in December of 77. Fouts on first down, takes a look, swings it out. Once he can't get near it.
One of the few times that you'll ever see miscommunication between Fouts and one of his backs in a simple little route. That time Muncie stopped. Fouts thought he was going to continue on, tried to hit him on a dead run. I think conditions get to everybody. But Dan Fouts less than anybody I've seen.
Hey, this game will get to some people. Whew. Gotten to me. Olavan Shaman had one chance. He's hoping for another. 2nd and 10, San Diego. We're in overtime. It's tied 38 all. Kellen Winslow gets another one and gets ahead. Looks like he has a first down for the Chargers.
What a play. I'll tell you, when you're a target as big as Winslow, and if you saw the play from its inception, while Fouts was out there scrambling for his life, he was out by the sideline jumping up and down. Now, at 6'6", a quarterback might find you sometime. There he is, giving Fouts the target, picks him up, big first down, gets out of trouble.
Kellen Winslow gives you a whole lot to look at as the target, and now he's caught 12 passes. He has just continued to break his own AFC playoff record. Here comes Muncie, running hard to the outside. Knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Short gain on the play. 30 seconds gone by now in overtime.
Good defensive play by Betters to string the play out. Keep Muncie from turning the corner.
Doug Betters, defensive left end. He missed Miami's last game with an infection in his back. Back and ready to go. Baumhauer, the big middle guard. Tim Bokamper starting at right end for Denherter, although Denherter's been in there to rush the passer. Larry Gordon, A.J. Dewey. earnest groan backing the line. Here is Fouts taking a look. They almost get to him, and they separate the ball from Kellen Winslow.
We've got a penalty down here, too, Donnie.
At the line of scrimmage. At the line of scrimmage. A.J. Dewey's waving a finger at San Diego.
False start.
I'm not sure I wouldn't decline that one. Give him one down instead of two more. You know he's throwing the ball.
8th penalty of this game against San Diego. The Dolphins are considering that. Now they step it off. Back to the 27-yard line.
False start, number 66.
Kellen's hurt again. It's been a long day in very humid weather.
They have no choice in a false start. They have to take the 5 yards, so now it's second down and 12. Fouts stands in, throws and makes the connection. It's a first down. Charlie Joyner coming off the left flank, turns up over the middle, and the Chargers are out to their 42-yard line with a 14-yard gain.
Well, I'll tell you, you can go to just about any one of their receivers in critical situations. You keep saying, hey, here's a big third down play. Chandler's made them. Joyner's made them. Winslow's made them. Muncie's picked them up on the ground, and Fouts has been unerring. Thrown about 3 bad balls all day long. That's not many when you're throwing 40.
Well, they're up in the 80s, the two quarterbacks together, and there's been only 2 interceptions. One each way. First and 10 now, San Diego in overtime. Muncie takes it up the middle. He keeps on trucking and gets all the way to the Miami 45-yard line.
Oh, boy. Offensive line is grinding now. They know one drive is all we need.
Miami has led once in this game after trailing 24-0. That's when they went ahead 38-31.
Good offensive line, Serge. You can see that Doug Wilkerson couldn't even find anybody to block. When you throw the way the Chargers throw, once in a while that'll happen.
This game keeps on going till we have a winner. We've played 2 minutes in overtime now. Fouts throws a free ball. It was off the hands of tight end Eric Sievers. Larry Gordon was the closest to it when it came down.
Now we've got the other man at the moment. Trying to loosen up, but they're not in field goal position yet. Sievers makes a pretty good move on Kozlowski, who's in replacement of Winslow. You notice it hasn't changed any of the defensive thoughts as far as Miami's concerned. Just take his replacement, man for man.
Second down and 10. They get Fouts back at the 45-yard line. Ken Bokamper comes from the right end. And one of the few times late in the game they've been able to catch Dan Fouts, they do a big, big play.
Both sides have been coming up with big play after big play. He's in there because of his pass rush. He does his job and gets to Fouts.
The second sack today of quarterback Dan Fouts of San Diego.
He doesn't get many.
And now we're 2.5 minutes into overtime. And 3rd and 20 coming up for San Diego. Fouts stands in, finally throws it. Here comes Kellen Winslow. He got the first down.
He may have.
Kellen Winslow gets the first down. The 3rd and 20, and San Diego delivers.
Telling you, they played it off, they played it soft, anything just to keep. That's just fatigue, folks. He has played every play as hard as he could. His shoulder is hurting him. They might have had a shoulder pad change, but he'd like to have a brand new right arm at the moment. He just sucked it up. He knows where he has to get, made an excellent play to get underneath the crowd. Kozlowski's got a hold of him again, but not before he picks up the first.
That was as big a play as any.
They all become so big right now.
Kellen Winslow with a Hall of Fame day, 12 receptions today, but now he's down and out of the game. Eric Sievers is back in. As on 3rd and 20, Fouts and Winslow connect again.
They need about, really, they need about 7 yards for Brodie to have a good shot at a field goal right now because the wind is against them.
Well, they have 4 new downs to try to get those yards when we come back.
To the men who took the Andrea Doria treasure back from the sea, this bud's for you.
This bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. Quite the way you do. So here's to you. You know it isn't only what you say, it's what you do. This bud's for you. This bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This bud's for you.
This is Don Criqui with John Brodie at the Orange Bowl in Miami. We're in overtime in this AFC Divisional Playoff game. The Miami Dolphins led only once. They were up 38-31, and they were driving in position for what would have been a lock-up field goal in regulation. But rookie Andre Franklin lost the ball in a fumble. San Diego went the other day, scored, and the game went to overtime, and now the Chargers looking to get position. Take it down inside the 25-yard line. They are in field goal range.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they send in their kicking team very shortly because I think the longer a kicker sits there and thinks about it and waits, the more things that can happen. You can get penalties, you can get sacks, you can get a lot of things. I don't think it does an awful lot of good to just sit there and run out the clock because they've got nothing to run out. They play until somebody scores.
Well, we've gone 4 minutes into overtime now. And the San Diego Chargers winning that flip, taking it down the field, down to the 23-yard line. It would be a 40-yard attempt from here.
Knowing Fouts' history, though, he's gone for touchdowns in similar situations on 4 different occasions. So, I don't guess he'll change his viewpoint.
James Brooks working his way all the way down to the 9-yard line. Now, what does Coach Coryell do?
Boy, I'll tell you what, they just get after it and don't stop till the gun sounds.
14 yards.
Here we go. James Brooks with a big play. The offensive line rejuvenated with a chance to get back in the ball game. 82 passes thrown today, but I don't think you'll see any more.
Overtime is now almost 5 minutes old. As Don Shula can only hope now. And they're going to take it right up the middle again. Here's Chuck Muncie down to about the 8-yard line. It will be a 25-yard field goal from here when you consider the 7-yard deep hold and the extra 10 into the end zone. And here comes the field goal unit. Ralph Penerska. Ralph Penerska comes out. You remember his counterpart, Uwe van Schomen, not that long ago, appeared to have what would be the game winner for Miami. Set to go as regulation time closed out, but his was tipped.
The last big situation he got in, he was successful against Tampa Bay in the last few seconds of a ball game. He's a very good clutch player.
We all find out together right now. It's no good. It's wide to the left. It is no good. We keep on playing.
Quarters of play. They've never been louder than they were for a real mishap. He just never got the ball solid. It looked like it was set down in the proper place. Might have looked up a little quick. Anyway, you saw where the ball went. We're back into action.
Well, this very even game now evens off in that. As each team had a chance to win it with field goals that seemingly were right on. Each team couldn't deliver. Now, Don Strock stands in, throws, and it's caught. Duriel Harris might have got it on the one hop, though. Going to get himself a 15-yard penalty if he doesn't back off.
Because the umpire was the one that called the play. He had a perfect angle on it. Duriel's made some great plays today. Whether we get a good angle or not, we can't tell you. How can you tell? I don't know whether he got his hand underneath the ball or not.
We've now played almost 6 minutes of overtime. 9:08 on the first overtime period remaining. Second down and 10. Loft and a long one. Duriel Harris on the fly down the far sidelines, and Strock with that long-distance delivery is a bit long. So third down and 10 comes up, and if the Dolphins don't convert here and have to punt, San Diego could get good field position again. NFL 81 begins at 12:30 tomorrow from Riverfront Stadium, Cincinnati, Ohio, as the Bengals, with the best record in the AFC this year, host the Buffalo Bills in another AFC Divisional Playoff game here on NBC.
Throughout the year, Don, this has been the most damaging situation for the Chargers throughout the season, because when they're in 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15, that's when they've been burned. That's when they've played it a little too deep. That's when people have hit in front of them and behind them.
Well, it's 3rd and 10 right now for Miami. Strock takes a look. He's going real long. Nobody near it. Nobody near it. Here comes the punter, Tom Morris.
He wanted to go to Hardy. He couldn't do it. Hardy pulled up. He thought he was going right down the field. He tried to throw it over the whole show. Had he read Hardy, had a little more time to throw, he'd have had a big play.
This is Don Criqui with John Brodie at the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida. The Miami Dolphins and the San Diego Chargers tied up 38 all. We are in overtime, the 6th playoff overtime game in NFL history. George Roberts standing at his, Tom Morris standing at his 5-yard line, hits it from the 10 and hits it well. James Brooks is forced into a fair catch at his 37. So Fouts in the Charger offense comes out again, trying to get in field goal range after a 43-yard punt.
You know what's the best indication of a viewpoint I've ever seen is today both these teams have had at least 3 chances where it looked like it was a certain victory for them at a given time. And people say, why don't you do this and why don't you do that? Because there's no certainty in this game. You just have to keep playing it. And I bet if San Diego gets another chance, they're going to have a go at it until it's 4th down. Maybe Fouts is right.
The coaches and the kickers. No smiles right now for Ralph Penerska, but he might get another shot. Pitch back. Muncy runs well and runs out to the 46-yard line. Rule him out at the 45 where he stepped out, but he gained 8 on that first down carry, so it's 2nd down and 2.
You know, we mentioned in the 3rd quarter that San Diego might be getting a little tired. I think both sides are equally tired right now.
I would think so. 8:40 left in the first overtime period. Tonight on NBC, Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell sisters, Harper Valley, Lewis and Park. Local news, after television inside and out, and then Saturday Night Live. Right now, the pitch back goes again to Muncy. Miami has the ball. Miami has the ball.
Said he's the most talented running back in the history of this game, possibly outside of Jimmy Brown. That's what's kept him from being recognized as one of the truly great backs in this game. I don't know if it's luck, fortune, what have you, but I know the kind of football he's played all day long to have something like that happen.
He took on the tackler and lost the ball, and so now Miami has it in overtime. 1st down and 10, and here comes Tony Nathan turning the corner. Darting to the outside. Nathan dives to the 44-yard line.
There goes Uva into his routine again.
He might want to change routines. Doug Betters has gone the distance on defense for Miami, and he just came up with that last free football.
Those turnovers, if actually they started Miami on a comeback, they've given them a last-ditch chance. Last ditch, what am I talking about? There may be 4 or 5 before we're through.
This is really, it's amazing how this has gone. The equilibrium of the game, swinging, motion level just going up and down in this Orange Bowl. And here's a pass in the flat, came in on the one hop. Nope. Bruce Hardy, who's caught some big balls today for Miami, gets it on the one hop, so it comes back.
And Louis Kelcher, who's made some big plays, forced Strock to throw it low. Hit him just as he was getting rid of the ball. Couldn't get enough on it. Mike Adamle and Bryant Gumbel down there. What do you think of this one?
7:42 left to go now in this first overtime period. We keep on playing. We could go for who knows how long. We are in the playoffs. We are in overtime, and Miami has the ball 3rd down and 8 at the 45-yard line of San Diego. Strock throws Hunter just before he was hit. Comes in a little low for Nat Moore.
Boy, Nat made a fine effort to get that ball. It's all out for everybody on every play right now, because any effort could win the ball game for your club. Just couldn't quite get to it. Another one bouncer. San Diego's defense has been up to the task in the last couple series.
They've been putting a good rush. That time they forced Strock to release the ball. He was hit hard, and now Tom Morris is back out to punt for the Dolphins. He'll try to pin the Chargers back deep in their own end. Angling toward the near sideline. He hits the ball well. Into the end zone, out to the 20. And San Diego starts out 1st and 10 after a 45-yard punt into the end zone. 7:29 left to go in the first overtime period. San Diego and Miami at 38 all in a most amazing game. If you joined us late, Don Coryell saw his San Diego Chargers jump off to an astounding 24-0 first quarter lead over Miami. The Dolphins appeared gone, but by halftime they'd rallied back and trailed only 24-17. Then they rallied back and tied the game. Then San Diego went ahead 31-24. Then Miami came back and tied it 31 all. Then the Dolphins took the lead for the first time 38-31. After a Miami fumble, San Diego tied it to send it to overtime. James Brooks can't hold it. Dolphins closing in on the ball. Just ruled a forward pass.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's just alert play by Bo Camper. You never know. I've seen plays where it looked like it was a forward pass. The ball was laying on the ground. Nobody claimed it. And finally, the official blew the whistle. So make sure the whistle stops your play. Nothing else.
People weren't on the edge of their seats at the outset when San Diego blew away the Dolphins early in the game, including a 54-yard punt return by Wes Chandler for a touchdown. But they are now. Most of them are standing at the Orange Bowl. Fouts stands in. 2nd and 10. He throws. Eric Sievers can't hold on. It's 3rd down and 10.
Boy, Kozlowski almost came up with a big interception. Very good coverage of Sievers. Fouts had to really thread it. Didn't have anybody open. Another 3rd downer.
Dan Fouts, who's pumped that right arm today, record numbers for a playoff game. 29 of 49 for 359 yards. Kellen Winslow not that long ago, and he went out. Right back in there now. 3rd down and 10. 3rd and 10. Here's the rush. Somehow he gets away. Not for long. Yes, he does. He's going to run. He might get a first down. He's short.
Tell you, that was for a man that can't move around. That was about as fine a movement as you'll ever see getting out of a real trap. Comes up about 1.5 yards short of the first down.
He had more moves than step and fetch it here. Look at him.
Well, his offensive lineman kept contact. just made great movement. Every time he made a move, it was in the right direction. Finally got out, had no receivers open, tried to pick up the first down, got a little help from Brooks. Good play by Walker.
George Roberts will now punt it back to Miami. The ex-Dolphin standing inside his 15. Hits the ball not very deep. Vigorito fields it on the run. Turns the corner. Vigorito's across midfield, and he's down to the 45-yard line. Tommy Vigorito, the rookie from Virginia, returns a 31-yard punt, 13 yards.
Don, he caught that ball on the dead run. I think 3 out of 4 punt returners would have let it bounce. He never even thought of that. He took off as soon as the ball was kicked. It was kicked short. He picked it up, got behind his wall, and puts him in great position again. Third time in a row, San Diego's defense has been up against it. Haven't allowed a first down. Previous 2.
We've now played almost 9 minutes of overtime. 6:15 left to go in the first overtime period. Miami working with a wind at the Dolphins' back. First and 10. Strock takes a look. He's got a problem. Gets it away. Man's open. The ball is caught at the 25-yard line. Jimmy Cephalo.
There wouldn't have been a man in the house that would have defended Strock. They just said, why try to make a great situation out of a bad one? However, games are also won that way. I can remember Stabler doing it on his way down when Oakland beat Miami a while back. Strock makes a great throw, fine reception, and certain field goal range.
Second back throw is Tony Nathan. He runs the ball down to the 20. John, if they might not try to work it right down into the end zone.
Well, the way the ball game's been going, I'm sure it has an effect on other people's thoughts. Primarily Shula.
2 missed field goals. One was tipped the last time. Miami might just try to power the ball all the way down and into the end zone. Don Strock has thrown 42 times, completed 28 for 397 yards. And Shula and his staff's credit, they've kept Andre Franklin in the game. He was the up back blocking on the last play. He's still in there, the young man who fumbled earlier. And the ball went the other way and ended up in the Miami end zone. On the drive, and here is Tony Nathan down to the 17-yard line. Third down coming up, third and about 2. Uwe von Schaumann checking things out. I don't know if he's meditating or in a trance or just waiting for the finger to point and hear the kicking team call.
What he's doing now is almost immaterial. What he's going to have to do in about 30 seconds.
Time's no factor. Nope. God almighty. We're in overtime and they keep on playing. That's the time of the first overtime period.
3 tight ends.
Louis Kelcher makes the tackle. Short of the first down, and here comes the Dolphins field goal unit once again.
It's the big people that make the big plays at the critical times. Louis Kelcher on just great penetration, stops the ball short of a first down to keep him with some chance anyway.
That was Andre Franklin they gave the ball to on that play. And so, with the ball spotted now at the 17-yard line, we're going to have about a 34-yard field goal attempt straight away when we come back.
Hey, that looked rough.
Yeah, but I like to finish when I start. Shaving every day is rough, too, so I use Skin Bracer. I know I haven't finished shaving until I do. It's not cologne. It's skincare that feels good. Smooths and cools my skin. Tightens pores. That's the tingle. You haven't finished shaving till you've used Skin Bracer.
You smell great.
Thanks. I needed that.
Skin Bracer takes care of men who take care of their skin. Skin Bracer Aftershave.
By Menon.
What's more natural than pasta and beer? Ah, what's more natural than natural light from Anheuser-Busch? The beer with a taste for food.
It's natural, and it's light. So when you want to leave room for more...
What's more natural than natural light?
Fame is energy. Fame is coming Thursday on NBC.
Back at the Orange Bowl. 3:42 remains now in the first overtime period. And again, we have a chance for a game ender. Uwe von Schaman, you'll recall, his last field goal attempt was tipped by Kellen Winslow. Now he's trying. It's going to be a 35-yard attempt from the 25. Snap, set down, all good. The block. We keep playing, folks. It's blocked again. And the Chargers come up with the ball at their 16-yard line. Coach Coryell, he's probably numb.
Well, I don't know how you can, you've got a game locked up about 4 times each way. I guess there may be a reconsideration. I think Winslow blocked that one, too.
He's not getting up right now, John.
Oh, he's just left everything out there. Let's take a look at the kicker. The ball is spotted properly. It never really gets up in the air. I think von Schaman hit the dirt before he hit the ball, slid through it. Not the way to lift it. Here's a man that's left it all out there today.
These guys have run themselves into butter. Kellen Winslow playing one of the great games of his brief but great career at San Diego. He's up.
He's played a lot of great ones, too.
He's ready to go right back in. To take him out for at least a play. So we've now gone 11.5 minutes into overtime.
We get the message, Don, that Leroy Jones blocked it. Whoever did it, I don't think it would have gone in anyway.
I think somebody's belt buckle could have blocked that when it took off pretty low.
Yeah.
So the ball is just across the 15-yard line, and the San Diego Chargers start out again in an overtime game. Dan Fouts brings the offense back out. He wants to get it downfield, obviously, to get field goal range and try to end it again.
I'm not sure he'd settle for that, pal. That doesn't seem to be the clue or the key.
Once that ball goes up in the air, though, it's a lot of guys looking after it. There's been only 1 interception each way in this game. Fouts has thrown 49 times, has given up only 1 interception. And Don Strock has thrown 42 times, and he has only had 1 intercepted. The odds are, if they keep pitching, they're going to have another pickoff. They've got to get it down the field, and Dan Fouts, who broke records this year. 340 completions, an NFL record, 4,800 yards, a record, 33 touchdown passes coming into today. In the flat, here's James Brooks. Miami closes in, and the knockdowns at the 22-yard line.
The sort of screen pass they love to throw when the defense is off. Let's take one more look, see if we can pinpoint who it was that blocked it. Number 68 is Leroy Jones. He's one of that mass in the middle.
Never got to Winslow. He went to the moon to get it. Somebody got it up front. Well, Leroy Jones is 6'8".
They say it was Leroy. I'll go for that.
We'll go with that. Von Schaman hoping there'll be a next one. The last double overtime in the playoffs was in December 24th, 1977, when Oakland beat Baltimore 37-31. Fouts throws downfield, and Wes Chandler turns out and makes the reception across the 30-yard line. Out to the 31. So San Diego, with need of a lot of yards to get in field goal range, moves on with 4 new downs. We've played over 12 minutes of overtime here at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Don Criqui with John Brodie in this AFC Divisional Playoff game. There is more tomorrow on NBC as the Buffalo Bills take on the Bengals at Cincinnati. NFL 81 begins with the pregame show at 12:30. Here's a throw. Severs goes for the ball but can't get to it.
Tell you, but Blackwood could.
Yep. Almost there. Second down and 10 for San Diego.
Every play is so critical.
Everyone absolutely spent on that playing field.
We see John Capoletti and Jim Brooks in the backfield. Muncie has not returned to the action. Glenn Edwards.
Chuck Muncie, who lost a fumble that seemingly set Miami in position to win it with a field goal. Was slow getting up after the hit, and he's not come back. And now Fouts takes a look, throws hard. Wes Chandler goes up in the air, and it looks like he came down with the ball. He did it midfield. Oh, Wes Chandler goes up, catches it, is hammered, and goes down and holds the ball, an 18-yard gain and a Charger first down as they come out quickly to attend to Wes Chandler.
It appears as though the wind got knocked out. I know he got the ball stuck right in his stomach.
2:25 remaining in the first overtime period. We'll be back. In makes it tremendous. Goes down. It's a first down for the Chargers in overtime. We've played 13 minutes of overtime football. 38-38 the numbers. Fouts takes a look. Dancing looking to get away. Long throw downfield. Charlie Joyner has the ball. He's not done yet. Inside the 10. He's down to the stand and knocked down at the 10-yard line as he cut back and back outside the 10. And now the Chargers have a point-blank field goal attempt coming up if they so select. A 40-yard gain on that play.
Now Charlie Joyner's down. Hey, if there are any questions on anybody's mind about how the offensive line is protecting for Dan Fouts, when you know they're tired, both sides are tired, they're holding people off, giving Fouts enough chance to get down to his secondary, to his receivers in the secondary. About 430 some odd yards for the day for Dan.
And John, has been virtually no holding calls on either offensive line.
No, there haven't. That's about. I don't think they're going to elect to go for a field goal right here. But I think I'm wrong.
They're certainly going to think about it.
No, they just sent Rolfe in the ball game, so let's have another whack at it.
Well, the line of scrimmage is the 11. The 28-yarder. This one might do it, but we've thought that before, haven't we?
Sure, a little wind in his face, going from his right to the left.
Ed Luther holds. It is up, and the game is over. The San Diego Chargers win with almost 14 minutes of overtime played. A 29-yard field goal by Rolfe Benerska. And the Chargers move on to the AFC Championship game.
I tell you, Don, I don't know what you can say. It was seen. You have 3 field goals that were missed that 9 out of 10 times both those kickers would make. Finally, the offense ran up and down the field long enough, get a final field goal attempt.